Hello viewer, and welcome to episode 11 of Sketchy Stories. Today I'll be going through my fan art of Levi from Attack on Titan. Now, full disclosure, I've only really watched bits and pieces of Attack on Titan, but despite this, spoiler warning anyway, and let's get to it. Okay, despite watching only bits and pieces of Attack on Titan, thanks to social media, mostly YouTube videos and anime YouTubers, I sort of know the ending of Attack on Titan and some key events along the way. I'll definitely check out the manga or anime to see how things played out. From what I've seen, Attack on Titan starts off as a pretty straightforward story of humans surviving against these giant humanoid monsters called Titans. That is, until we see Eren capable of transforming into a Titan. Later on, it's revealed other humans can transform into Titans as well, who are known as Titan Shifters. From then on, there's an air of mystery into the history of Titans and some political intrigue as well, because humanity. Under all this craziness is Levi Ackerman, a badass killing machine, mostly to Titans, and also humans as well. He's first seen in action taking out 2 Titans with ease, and even with one of those Titans, he toys with it and mocks it before killing it. Now, this is a big deal, as we had previously seen one single Titan slaughtering several soldiers in the Survey Corps, with the exception of Mikasa, who's also an Ackerman. I wonder if that has any significance. Anyway, back to Levi. His fighting ability is showcased when taking on Annie, a Titan shifter more powerful and intelligent than the average Titan. In that fight, Levi manages to kinda literally cut Annie down to size, forcing her on the defensive, managing to blind her, and free Eren, who was previously trapped in Annie's mouth. In comparison, Eren as a Titan, while doing fairly okay, was ultimately defeated by Annie in a one-on-one fight, which originally led to his capture. In fairness though, Eren was still inexperienced using his Titan form, and probably did wear down Annie a bit, that maybe allowed Levi to blitz her the way he did. However, it was established Annie as a Titan is a cunning and skilled fighter, and Levi being able to blitz her is still a very impressive feat. Another Levi badass moment includes him taking on the Beast Titan one-on-one when they first meet, where he pretty much tears the Beast Titan apart and also cuts him down to size. There's also this time Levi and his team were being hunted down by military police armed with guns. Levi manages to kill several personnel despite being outnumbered and cornered, while essentially bringing 2 swords into a gunfight. There's also a lot of parkour involving vertical maneuvering gear in the process, which is cool to see. Full disclosure though, Levi is forced to retreat from them, where they also manage to capture Eren and Historia, but he, along with members of his team, did give the military police a hard time, so respect to that. Of course, Levi is not just a badass killing machine. He has demonstrated some compelling characteristics about him, despite having shown to be a socially awkward sort of person. From what I've seen, he does genuinely show compassion towards his comrades, and he is quite cunning at dealing with people, not just in the sense of fighting. All these characteristics are showcased in the infamous scene where Levi beats up Eren, just hear me out, in front of a tribunal who witnessed Eren's Titan shifting abilities, which were not so well known at the time. It was revealed Levi did this to save Eren, beating him up to convince the tribunal that Eren is not a threat, giving the impression that he could keep Eren in check if he were to shift into a Titan. It's also implied the tribunal were planning on executing Eren and dissecting him for research if it wasn't for Levi's brutal display. Now, Levi could have probably saved Eren in a less painful way, but given Levi's social awkwardness and the tribunal's justified state of panic towards Titans at the time, it was probably the most logical action for him to take. Okay, the titanic task of covering my inspiration is done. Now shifting on to the inking process. Hey, so just realized that Levi's name is supposed to be pronounced Levi, at least in the anime. So yeah, from now on I'll be referring to Levi as Levi. Now, onto the show. My unique flair was having Levi wear his cleaning maid outfit, since he is known as a clean freak. I drew him in the ready to fight pose, holding the iconic ultra hard steel swords we all know and love from Attack on Titan, and I had him holding it in his iconic reverse grip. One of the swords I had drawn in the vertical climbing gear guard to try and accurately represent it as much as possible. I even drew in a little button on the sword hilt to emphasize this. And as for the second sword, I purposely hid it behind Levi so I didn't have to draw in the guard or the hilt a second time. And I made sure to draw Levi from the torso up so I didn't have to draw in the vertical climbing gear he was implied to be wearing. Coincidentally, Levi's cleaning outfit kind of makes him look like a ninja, especially in his fighting pose, which really worked out for me, so yay. In addition, his apron kind of makes him look like a butcher, which I feel at least gives him a boogeyman vibe, and kind of fits the final slogan. Of course, the apron looks like it's too perfectly lined up with his shirt, and the arms look a bit disproportionate to his torso, but that gives him a more scary monster vibe, right? Anyway, the pointy hat at least gives the drawing a more comedic vibe, if it gets too scary, I guess. For the background, I tried to recreate a simplified version of what a house would look like in the walled cities of Attack on Titan. I went with the different shades of grey to give it the same dreary vibe you get in those walled cities. And if you ignore the wobbliness of the line work, I reckon it will pass off as a decent dreary house. As for the house door, it was drawn open to imply Levi was bursting out of the house, ready to throw down. I intended the ground around him to be like those old-timey cobblestone walkways. Just don't pay attention to some of the shaky line work and the inconsistently proportioned stones. If you just focus on Levi, it will go away, I hope. Also, I added a sliver of sky to the background so as to provide some contrast between the house and the ground. Hope that worked. Now, for the slogan, Levi Cleaning House, I felt really worked, since Levi is a clean freak, and cleaning house is slang for killing or eliminating things, which Levi is towards Titans. So that's all I have to come clean with, really. And just to dust off a bit of trivia, the original slogan was, "Why do you want Levi to help kill Titans?" Answered with, "He's good at cleaning house." Overall, I feel Levi's face, at least, was drawn well, minus the detailing of the ears. There's also quite a few other things to tighten up on, but I feel I definitely captured Levi in a boogeyman ninja sort of vibe within the Attack on Titan setting. An alright bit of fan art in the end. Okay, that's it for today. Hopefully I met your need for background story or background noise. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next vid.